Come on. Right, evaluation questions. Hold on, what we've got for? Evaluation questions number 3 and 4 is what I'm going to cover right now. So evaluation question 3, how have you responded to feedback? Feedback for me was a major drawback, not drawback, it was a major factor on why I changed my idea. I think I'm boxed in. Yeah, feedback for me was a major, I don't know. So I originally started off with a video which I really liked personally called the video was called 2 Feet Go F Yourself. Oh, sorry. And the video that I made for it, I loved. It was quite alternative, and I almost prefer it to my final video. But the problem with it is it didn't show massive potential. It didn't show me to be the best filmmaker in the world, sort of thing. There was nothing unique about it. I mean, it challenged conventions, but it wasn't anything like entirely new. It had all the basic conventions like male gaze. Bloody hell, I'm boxed in here. It had basic conventions, but it was nothing that really stood out, and it was nothing that really showed my my potential as a filmmaker. So everything from this video was pretty easy to make, and anyone could remake it. So that led me onto. I got some really good feedback from them. I actually sent the video to the band 2 Feet, and they shared it on their Facebook page, which was quite nice. But as far as marks go, I don't think it would have got me the most marks. So that led me on to making another video called Might Not Make It. That led me on to making another video called I Am the Greatest, which is ironic because that's what I wanted to prove that I'm a good filmmaker. I'm the greatest, not being humble. Anyway, so I made this music video. I'm the Greatest. I drove to RAF Upwood. I didn't drive. I got someone to drive me and my actor to RAF Upwood, which is an abandoned RAF base in the Fens, and that was incredible. We literally spent about pretty much a whole day filming in this RAF base using lighting, cool effects. But at the end of the day, when I watched this final video, when I was watching it back to myself, it was just another rap song with. It was just another cliche rap video, really. And when I showed it to my teachers, it wasn't going to get me anything above. Well, it might have got me an A. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I want something that's going to show examiners or anyone that I'm a unique filmmaker and I can try new things. So from this video, Might Not Make It. No, sorry. From the video, I'm the Greatest. I listened to my feedback and I hit the drawing board again with a completely brand new idea. And I guess it's sort of feedback. It's not really feedback. What the teachers or what people told me since day one is do not make a video inside school because it looks unprofessional. Do not make a video inside school because it will always look like an amateur student's video. Now, I sort of went against that. I thought, well, I sort of disagreed with it at first. I thought any film set's a film set, and what's quite nice is I know that through these American sort of rock bands in the late 90s, early 2000s, is that these rock bands would make their videos in school because they want to relive the youth that they because as alternative people, they wanted to relive this youth that they sort of missed out on back in those sort of days when they were at school. So they'd film in school, and to bring them back to the life that they sort of missed out of as an alternative student, maybe. Perhaps they didn't get along too well at school, but they revisited schools in their music videos to almost show like, look at what I've now become, look at who I am now, and all that sort of stuff. But cut a long story short, I ended up filming in school to challenge this convention of do not film in school. I thought, you telling me not to film in school? I'll prove you wrong, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to prove to everyone wrong that you can film in a school and make it look good. Oh, hello. Thank you for not reversing out at me in your big truck. So yeah, I filmed in the school, and what's one of my favourite parts of my actual final video is the film set that I used was an actual film set. I did have a video, but I think I lost it. I lost it somewhere. I didn't save it onto my computer. I had a video of us organising the film set, and it took about 2 hours just of moving things around, sorting out where the railings are going to be and all that sort of stuff. Because crossings are down. It's really not easy to. It's really not easy to film yourself in any location. If you want to get the right angles, you've got to know the place. You've got to try every single angle to get the right sort of the right angle essentially. So what I did is I filmed the video in the school, and I made a couple of rough cuts, a couple of rough sort of. Oh, let me start it again. So I made So when I started filming in the school, one of the when I started filming in this room, obviously I had all of the angles set up. It was all how it was meant to be. It was all going to plan. But obviously throughout, what I then did is I spoke to people about how the video is going on. So because I was editing in the school, I spoke to students while I was making it. I said, look, what do you think of this so far? How do you think this is? And that continued the whole way through making the video. I was getting opinions from friends, from younger students, older students. I was getting opinions on where to put certain props. Like for example, there was a friend of mine came up with this idea to have pencils, just random coloured pencils in one of the shots. I went and found a box of pens, you know, the old typical like felt tip pens that you used to play with and draw with in primary school. Well, I got a box full of these pens, made them as messy as possible and unorganised as possible, just because the video seemed like that's what I wanted to achieve, this sort of raw, untidy sort of appearance. So I got these pens and I used them in the video, and it adds that little bit of colour that I think makes a video stand out amongst just black and white. If the video is too dark, it's not as attention grabbing as a video with a little bit of colour in it every now and then. I don't know. I feel like these little finer details really make a music video what it is, and for me that was something that I wanted to make unique. Feedback. The next thing I want to talk about isn't really feedback as such. We went to the BFI, British Film Institute in London, and there was a girl there who'd made music videos in the past, and she used a method called pixelation. I've already spoken about this in evaluation question 1. But pixelation is when you crank the speed down, so you perform at half the speed, and then you crank it back up again in post-production and make the video back to its original speed. And cut a long story short, I used this. I mean, I found that really, really useful, like knowledge. So I made this video using pixelation. I found it to be one of the best methods I've ever used, and it made my video look unique. And it is a method which not many film producers use. And I found it worked perfectly for the vision that I had in my head, that I wanted to achieve this robotic style of filmmaking, of acting. Sorry, and I think I achieved that myself. A lot of feedback I had as well was don't make a video on your own. Try and have support from other people. Try and get other people to do stuff, which I found that was a I found that to be a disadvantage in previous like music videos that I've made. I found that working on my own, if I have a vision in my head, I can make that happen better. If you work with a group, often the idea that you start off originally and the idea that you finish with is usually very different. And obviously, I wanted it to be as classic and as I wanted to be as I visually interpreted it from the start. So I worked on my own for this video, which I would say has its positives and negatives. Working in a team is always going to have its benefits. It's usually going to take less time. It's usually going to cost a lot less. But no, I found that working on my own in this video was completely appropriate. What other feedback did I get? Oh yeah, for the digipack and for the poster, the feedback was very important. The digipack, what I did for the digipack is I made about 20 different digipacks. I'm at my house now. What I did for my digipack is I made like 20 different digipacks, and then what I did is I got a class of A-level students and some younger students as well, and I wanted their opinion on it. I wanted their thoughts, and I wanted them to choose 3 of the ones that they like the most. And what I got is a lot of really positive opinions, and they all voted for one in particular post. They all voted for one in particular digipack, one album cover, and that's the one that I ended up going with, because obviously these guys are my target market. These guys know what's going at the moment and what will sell, and if they were the people that I'm selling to, then they obviously know best. So I went with what they chose as the best digipack, and yeah, luckily, well, yeah, I think that was the best decision to do. So using their feedback, I chose their album cover, and I did a similar thing for the poster. I made a number of posters, and only about 4 or 5, and then I asked my mum to choose the ones that she liked the most, and the ones that she liked. My mum is a fan of The Weeknd, the Weeknd's music and all that sort of stuff. She's got all of the albums, so my mum's opinion does count. So yeah, she chose that music video, and she chose that poster. So the whole way throughout my project, I've relied on feedback, as feedback is so useful, especially as feedback is the best thing that you can ask for when making a music video, because essentially a music video is a promotion for a song, an artist. It's a promotion for a record label. It's promoting something, and feedback for anything like that sort of stuff, as long as you know your target market. 1 second. I made sure that everyone that I got feedback for was in The Weeknd's sort of market. Well, the market, what do you call it? Demographic. Made sure that all of the audience was knew of The Weeknd and knew what would work for The Weeknd, and most of the time these are people that would buy The Weeknd's products and musics and song, and would listen to The Weeknd. So feedback overall has been very useful, because people seem to know what works and what doesn't, and as long as you ask the right people and the right amount of people, you'll always get good results from feedback. So feedback for me has been very useful. Yeah.